Well, now, take your seat and grab your popcorn and just relax. If there's something distracting you from outside, just close the doors and windows and listen to this video, because I'm telling you, if there is a vital information that you need to listen, it is in this video. And if you usually have a problem of attention, you can't even watch a 10 minutes video. I mean, seriously, just try the best that you can, so that you watch this video to the end so that you understand. And guess what we are talking about today is how can you achieve the financial freedom by the age of 45? Because it is doable, it is possible. Somebody has ever done it, people do it, and you can as well do it. You get what I'm saying? Okay, now this is it. See, if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Joseph. I talk about money, investment in businesses, and anything related to exactly that. You know why? This information was never provided for us when we were growing up. Even if you have like 10 degrees, doesn't care. Nobody taught you things to do with money. Financial literacy, it is the ultimate thing that can help you. Anyway, I don't want to bore you with a lot of big introduction. Let's go ahead and start the business. But before we do that, come on, you do something, all right? We have to do something here. Me, I will explain to you how to achieve the financial freedom. Your work is to like the video, subscribe to the comment, or rather subscribe to this channel, and also make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section. Let's get to the business now. See, what is financial freedom? I don't want us to talk about that's something that you do not understand. How do you define financial freedom? Who is you? Because your financial freedom is not my financial freedom, it's not someone else's financial freedom. So what is financial freedom to you? See, generally, financial freedom simply means you sitting aside, doing close to nothing, and things that you've laid in terms of strategies and the system are bringing in more money that can be able to sustain your lifestyle. For example, let's say your lifestyle is composed of maybe 100,000 per month. Maybe if somebody gives you 100,000 per month throughout your life, you're good to go. You can eat, drink, go your vacations and all those kind of things. If maybe say your lifestyle, you need 30,000 at the end of the month, okay, fine. If you can lay some strategies and system that can be making you 30,000 where you don't need to be there like actively, then that's what we call the financial freedom. Financial freedom is the situation or condition where you do not need to, or you don't even have to worry about money. Not that you don't think about, you do, but you don't worry about it. Then let's go ahead and ask ourselves, how exactly do we achieve that? Let's go to the point number one. We have to lay the foundation first, okay? See, the problem is this: you can't achieve this. You can't achieve financial freedom if money is always ahead of you. You can't achieve it. What do I mean by money is always ahead of you? If you're this kind of a guy who takes a pen and paper, sit down somewhere and you're trying to scheme and try to ask yourself, you see, last week I had like 20,000. What exactly happened? Okay, fine. 2,000 I sent it. 1,000 I did this. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, see, what you're doing, you're trying to do what we call the catch-up game. The money is ahead of you. You're trying to run after the money. That's the point. When you realize you're operating on that basis, cut the thing out. You are not on the process of achieving the financial freedom. Number two is the situation whereby you are barely in control of anything. You're not in control. You're barely in control of yourself. You're irresponsible. You can't control anything. You see, because I know what you're expecting on this video, just to jump into saying, hey, do this, investing and do those things. See, let me tell you the truth. If you can even barely spread your bed in the morning, you're not even in control of yourself. You're not even in control of your family. You're not even in control of your thoughts. You're not even in control of your appetite. You're not even in control of you taking your money out there and shopping anytime you want. The moment you get money, the thing that comes in your head is about shopping, eating the money, throwing parties. In Kenya we call it sherehe and all those kind of things. If you operate on that thing, just get off board over this video, because it's honestly not for you. But if you have the character and you'd love to get yourself off the thing, then stick around. Let's now talk about the real things, okay? Now, when it comes to achieving the financial freedom, the thing is this: you're supposed to understand one thing. Age comes with wisdom, not money. Never forget that. Age comes with wisdom, but not cash. So ask yourself, where are you right now? Say you're watching this video, you're at your 30s, say you're at your 20s, say you're at your early 40s, so you only have 5 years. So it depends. If you're at your 40, then you have 5 years to create the financial freedom. If you're at your 30, you have 15 years to do so. If you're at your 20s, then you have like close to 15, 20 years to do so. Then you ask yourself, first of all, define how much you need as a financial freedom. Then if I can be able to create a system that will be making me 40,000 throughout the time without me working, then I'll be able to go ahead and do it. That's the reality. Now, the question is this now: how much do you make right now? Thank you. You know that amount of money. Just write it on your paper. Now, the second point: how much do I survive on my expenses, my recurrent expenditure? For example, say you make 100 Gs a month, then you survive on 50, then you have 50 that is savable. Then that savable amount, then how much do you actually save? I save 40. Thank you. Now, what do you need for you to, let's talk practical here. Now, here's the point. For example, say you've realized that your financial freedom meets 50,000 at the, let me use a different pen so that you understand what I'm doing here. Say you've realized that your financial freedom means 50,000 at the end of the month. Okay? Now, the point is this. Do you want to go start a business or an investment? Because you can achieve this financial freedom in different ways. You can lay out a business and have a system that is working for you, that brings you the 50,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the month. You can go the business route. But if you realize most of the people who want to achieve the financial freedom, they don't talk about businesses. They talk about investments. And one thing that I'm supposed to know about investment, they have low risk and low returns. Now, you ask yourself, if you need 50,000 at the end of the month, doing nothing, just flowing in your account, then how much do I need to put out there for me to realize this amount of money? I want to show you the reality of achieving the financial freedom. Sometimes it's not as easy as you think, and sometimes it's not as complicated as you may think. Now, this is the point. See, for example, in Kenya, largely most of the investments are giving you an average of 13%. Okay? Now, this is the question. What, let's call it X of, or let's say 13% of X amount of money that will give you 50,000. What is that amount of money? That 13% of it per month will be able to give you this amount of money. Obviously, this 13 is per annum. So whatever the amount of money say you get is Y, you divide this one by 12 for you to get that what? That monthly income. Yeah, I know the moment I start writing Y and X and M and Y, you start feeling like you're back to school. No, this is what you do. It depends on when you or where you are. This is what I'm trying to drive to you so that you understand. Let's say you're watching this video and you're at your 30. At your 30, you have 15 years to go. All right? And you need 50,000 as your soft income or passive income without you being engaged actively. Now, this is the point. I am mad. How much are you able to save? Let's say a month you're able to save, let's talk about 10,000, 10K. This is the amount of money that you can be able to save. Now, this 10K simply means 120K per year or per annum. All right? Remember, you have 15 of it. So if you have 15 years, so if you were to multiply this by 10, obviously you're going to get yourself some 1.2 million somewhere. And then if you were to add the other 5 years, obviously, then you have to get yourself something like half of this, which is like 600. Then you get yourself like 1.8. I'm assuming this money was just saved, no interest rate, no nothing. You are just saving. So in that period of time, you're going to get yourself that amount of money. But the question is this. Obviously, this amount of money, if you subject it to 13%, can't give you the 50,000. Again, this is the why you find people getting frustrated when they hit this age and they have not achieved their target of the financial freedom. They are still struggling and they're still trying the best they can. Now, what happens? This money, instead of you saving it, you can put in an investment which is giving you a passive income in a compounded basis. But see, last time you were talking about you just saving 5K per month in a compounding. In a period of 10 years, it's gonna give you over 1 million Kenyan shilling. So if you want to do 10,000, what do you think then you're going to get here? You're going to get a couple of millions. And then couple of millions, what is giving you in return per month? Probably we are talking more than this amount of money. Haven't you achieved the financial freedom? That's how you do it. I understand this is a long procedure. This is a long procedure, and you can decide to cheat the process along the way. And how exactly do you cheat this process? The only way you cheat this process is to go ahead and get yourself into a little bit of a risky situation. Remember one thing, the riskier it is, the higher returns it has. But when you're risking, I always tell people it's good to have a concoction. It's good to have a combination of different things. We see, whenever you take time to actually monitor what we call your portfolio of investment, it has to have different kind of things. It has to have a little bit of business inside of it, and little bit of investments inside of it, and little bit of asset inside of it. See, along the process of 15 years, obviously, I cannot just program you and tell you now from today, the next 15 years, just be doing these kind of things. And maybe, let's say you are at your second year. At your second year, you have like your 240,000. you have like your 240K. And then all of a sudden, an idea shoots out. You realize there's a crisis. There is something like the food crisis. People want some maize and whatever. I'm using this as an example of Kenya. It's a thing that we really take like all the time. Then you realize with this amount of money, I can show up to the farmers, buy some maize and resell it at a profit. Then I've made something. So what you're doing, you're cheating the process of actually achieving that financial freedom, but you're doing it in a legit way. You're not putting your money in something like crypto or something of sort like Forex. No, you're putting your money in real situation businesses. Remember one thing, whenever you embark on savings, whenever you embark on things to do with investments, guess what happens? Your mind sort of explodes. You get like a millions ideas as you move along the way. And let me tell you one secret. You see, having that cash in an account gives you like sort of as serenades you, or sort of have that massage into your heart and become more stable. You tend to become fresh and be able to think about many things. So this is what you do. See, if you are 20s, you have 15 years to do so. Then it means when you are if you are far from the 45th age, then it means that you have longer period. Then you have the leniency of saving little amount of money because of the time. And that's why I always tell people, when you're at your 20s, the most luxury thing that you have is the time. See, when you're at your 30s, you still have a little bit of time, that's for sure, but depends, is it early or late 30s? If you're at early 30s, then it means you have like 15 years to go. All right, so that means then you have at least a little bit of time to overstretch yourself. You can add a little bit. Obviously, I do not expect somebody who is at 20s and 50s and 30s and late 30s saving the same amount of money. You see, for you to achieve this financial freedom, it means you saving 20% of your salary if you're at your 20s. The moment you hit late 30s or mid 30s, you have to increase that rate maybe to at least 30 or 35. The moment you hit 40, you only have 5 years to do so. You have to shoot that rate all the way up to say at 50 or 60, so that you can be able to actualize that. But let's be real, the more you age, the more responsibilities you have. We expect you to save more because you have shortened the period of achieving the financial freedom, but the fact remains you do not even have that more to save from. And that's why you find people, they have this perpetual movement whereby they have never achieved the financial freedom. The financial freedom is defining what you want per month. 2, how much do you earn? 3, how much do you actually survive as expenses? 4, how much is left in terms of the savable amount? 5, what do you save out of that savable amount of money? And that what you save, then take that figure, ask yourself, if I want 50,000 as a financial freedom, as my money that I want to get each and every month, and I'm saving an X amount of money per month, then how much do I need to accumulate so that if I subject that amount of money, assuming I'm doing so at an investment of giving me 13% per annum, then you're gonna emit the 50,000 that I want. See, the moment you actualize, the moment you realize that. For example, sometimes I get called by clients and they ask me, hey, you know what, Joseph, I'm about to go to a retire. I don't want to be in this situation where I'm relying on my kids. And guess what? I ask them, how much is your expenditure? How much is your lifestyle? They tell me, Joseph, my lifestyle is 100,000 at the end of the month. Okay, no problem. Then how much do I need to do this for me to achieve this amount of money? I tell her or them, take a pen and paper. Let's be real. Let's say you get an return of 10%. Okay, then how much do you need? You need a lapse of 10 million for you to achieve that financial freedom. But if you don't want to use that long route, you can go the business way. But the business, remember one thing, businesses is you working for money. You have to be there, you have to make calls, you have to show up, you have to call the clients, you have to call your employees, you have to follow up and all those kind of things. That may not really mean financial freedom to some people because you're kind of employed, but it's kind of you're running a job, but you can decide to or not to go. That's the difference. But when you're talking about the financial freedom, is when you do not have to think about the cash. The cash just flows in. And can you imagine this? If you have the capacity to build some rentals somewhere that is giving you this amount of money or more, remember, I'm using this one as an example. You may have somebody who needs like a cash flow of like 200 or 300 or 500. See, the moment you understand this principle, then you'll be able to know now, what will I pick? And it doesn't have to be one item of investment. You can have an array of them. You can have the hard assets, you can have the soft assets, you can have some businesses. That's why I said you need to have that concoction of different things that you invest in. You see, it gives you the piece. For example, say you take like your 200 or 300 startup business, but you have some other investment that are safe and secured. You do not have like a pressure on this business that it has to work, it has to do. No, you really don't worry about that. That's exactly how it goes about it. So, my friends, my dear and wonderful viewers, the point is this: if you want to achieve the financial freedom, you need to define all these things for you to understand how exactly gonna be. Now, the other thing is that wealth is always intentional. Be intentional when you're creating it. That's a reality. See, people usually assume this, like, hey, guess what? I'm just waiting to grow old, by default I'll get rich. No, remember one thing: age comes with wisdom, not money. Come on. And you may find somebody who has the wisdom of the highest order, but they cannot be able to monetize that and make some cash out of it. See, don't just wait. See, wealth is intentional. You have to be intentionally looking. If you see these guys who do marathons, when they are practicing for the D-Day, they're intentional to win. They have the intention. But you just relax there and wait the things to fall into place. You're waiting for the government to have the better policies that favors you. Nobody cares about you, darling. Nobody does. You have to understand that, okay? The other thing is that understand what is freedom to you. Obviously, that one we've talked about. And last one, pop your comfort bubble and take action. Because if there is an enemy of progress, it is the comfort. So you pop the comfort bubble and take what? Take action. That's the time you realize, okay, well, Joseph, I got some 10 years from now to achieve the financial freedom. I'm gonna take the action right now. Push it along the way. I'm gonna be disciplined, consistency, and sacrifice my time so that by the time I clock my 45th year and above, then I'm gonna go ahead and relax, and so that at least I would have achieved what we call the financial freedom. I wish there was any other way of explaining it to you, but that is the only way. I know it is tough, it's rough, but that's the reality. This is what we say: you count the cost and pay the price. And once you do that, guess what happens? People will be milling around you and asking you, it seems as if it's so easy for you. It's not easy. Yeah, sure, it isn't easy now for real, but it wasn't easy then. See, hard times create strong men. I want to finish that statement. I know you know already how it ends about, okay? That is it. That's how we achieve the financial freedom as far as the life is concerned, all right? So anyway, guess what, guys? If you would like to get in touch with me and you would like us to have a discussion, me and you, tailored or customized upon you, so that I can explain to you how you can go about it, go grab that number of mine from the description of this specific video. There is an email as well. You get that email, shoot me an email there. Let's talk about the investment, because we're here to learn from each other, just like an iron sharpens another iron. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.